We went way over for what was budgeted for pay period number 1 of September, and we're going to do a recap. Let's take a look. Hi, friends. Welcome back to Budgeting Over 40. I'm Melissa, and we're just going to do a quick recap because I do show you YNAB where I assign the money, and at the end of the month, I do a closeout, but I never really show you what the transactions are throughout the month. So this is pay period number 1 of September. I did receive that paycheck on the 11th, and it ran until the day before I got paid again, which is September 24th. I actually got my paycheck late September 24th, but I counted it as starting on the 25th. So on the 11th, I did receive my paycheck from my full-time job in the amount of $2,483.77. We did have to get fuel oil, which is heating oil to heat our home and hot water, $533.58. I did receive a violation that I paid to T2 Systems. This is a car expense. So our vehicle, the inspection was expired. And when we went away on our trip to Canada, we parked at the train station and came back to a ticket. The amount of the ticket was $75, but it was a $3 fee to pay it online. So that cost us $78. On the 13th, I did go ahead and make a payment to my Discover card. This is an automatic withdrawal for the minimum payment, whatever it is per the statement. For the month of September, it was $96. Also on the 13th, I did go ahead and make a mistake. I was supposed to schedule this out for a few weeks actually. My auto loan was drafted from the account for $939.23. On the 13th, again, Geico did withdraw $251.80 for the car insurance, and the renter's insurance came out on the 14th for $38.75. On the 14th, I went to a local cafe and picked up food for $8.97. And then I ordered something from Amazon on the 15th for $18.48. So this is a household item for kitchen mats. This is to dry dishes. We are trying to cut down on the use of the dishwasher, which is causing the electric bill to go up. And also, it is also using the hot water because we do have the dishwasher. So we're trying to minimize the amount of use that we do. And we're trying to hand wash dishes a lot more frequently. So we do need something to dry the dishes on, which is I bought a set of 3 mats from Amazon. On the 15th, I made a credit card payment to Mattress Firm for $67. That's the minimum payment. And on the 15th, NF Orthodontics did take out the braces payment for $225. Also here on the 15th, you see ZTS. We did transfer in $300, but the payment that I need to make is $296.02. So the $398 usually remains in my account to spend other places. On the 16th, I did go ahead and make a payment to Discover for $549. This is in addition to the $96 to total the $645 that I do want to pay to Discover until it's paid off. On the 16th, I had to do an inflow from savings in a total of $100. And I did receive income from Ko-Fi. This is for the spreadsheets that I do have listed there. I made $7.99. So thank you so much for anyone that does go in and order the spreadsheets that's on Ko-Fi. I appreciate you guys. On the 17th, I had to make a payment for lab work that was done for my son. This is under the wellness category for $50. On the 17th, again, I also went to Stop and Shop and picked up groceries for $121.28. This is under the food category because at this point I wasn't splitting them to have household consumables and food separate, but I don't think I bought any consumables in this shop. This was all food. On the 19th, I went to Gala Fresh and spent $81.25. This was also all food. Then I stopped at McDonald's. I was out with the kids and I had to get them something to eat. It cost $32.69. Also on the 19th, we did go and get gas at Shell for $50.03. And on the 19th, I had to do an inflow from savings. This is so I could cover my personal loan that was coming up. The total amount that was inflow from the savings, $1,049.41. On the 20th, I did take the kids to a block party that was in our area. And of course, they wanted snacks and something to drink. So I spent $17 there. On the 21st, I went to CVS. This is the same trip, but I did split out the transactions into four. So the first one is for $52.29. And this is me buying laundry products. Now, yes, I know CVS is pretty expensive, but it is the cheapest store in our area to get certain products because I do utilize their coupons. So I mainly buy from CVS when they're having their sales. This is usually $3 off of the laundry products, and then I can use their extra bucks coupons that they do give as well. So here I think I ended up buying four laundry detergent just to maximize on the amount because I think it was buy one, get one at a deep discount. And then I did pick up some snacks for the kids to go to school for 17.18. And then here you could see I did pick up another laundry detergent for 11.98 because I wanted to use the coupon that they did give. I think I had $5 of extra bucks to use on this laundry product here, which is the laundry detergent. And then I did get a snack for both kids for $1.40. On the 21st, my personal loan was withdrawn for $1,151.04. Then I ordered something from Amazon. This is storage bags. This is sandwich bags for me to make little snack bags for the kids to go to school. I do buy big bags of whether it's chips or cheese puffs or whatever it is, and then I make the small snack bags for them to go to school. So I did spend $12.97. Then I also did get a pack of shower curtain liners. I think there was two in the pack for $10.85, also at Amazon. I did get my son's haircut on the 23rd. It cost me $31.20 because I charged it to my card and there is a fee. So I didn't have any cash. That's why I had to charge it. But the only cash that I did have was $5 that I gave the barber for a tip. I also went to King Cullen on the 23rd, and this was a grocery shop. This was no household products. $222.48 was spent. And then this one, something I could have avoided on the 23rd was school picture day, and I did pay $50 for a package of pictures. And I do love to get the pictures of them because I do have a collage that I do have their pictures in over the years that they do take at school. So that was the spending, because you can see here on the 24th is my next paycheck. That is the spending for the first pay period of the month of September, technically for myself, because I did get paid the first paycheck on September 11th. Now, over here on the paycheck budget that ran from the 11th, I should be able to put this to the 24th. You could see that the main income was $2,483.77. Miscellaneous income, $11.97. Transfers into my budget was $1,149.41 for a total income of $3,114.53. Now you can see here the rollover is in a negative for 530 and 62. Now at the top of the paycheck, I did have to pay $204.16 to my Carter's card and also $326.46 to travel. So the $326.46 was for the rental car. That was something that I had to cover out of this paycheck. So that's why I started out the month, not really the month. That's why I started out the paycheck at a negative number. So the total income that we're working with after the negative was $3,114.53. Now, in the fixed expenses, what we spent on was car insurance for what was mentioned, renter's insurance, and the braces. Now, I do budget using round numbers, so the car insurance and the renter's insurance came in a little bit less than what was budgeted. So total spent in the fixed expenses is $515 and 55 cents. In the debt section, I did pay the $712 that was budgeted for credit card minimums. The auto loan was paid, and you could see that it was supposed to be paid in this pay period, but it was supposed to be paid after the personal loan. So $923 and 23 cents came in under what I budgeted because, like I said, I do budget using round numbers, and the personal loan was what was paid out as mentioned on the transaction log. So we did come in slightly under at $2,802.27. In the savings section, I didn't really send anything over to savings, but I did use $17 out of the family and $23.82 out of home for a total of $40.82. In the variable spending, so car expense, I did spend $128.03. This is for the gas and for the inspection ticket that I did receive. For food, spend $572. Look at that, an even amount. That is weird. And this is also taking into consideration the consumables because, like I said, I did split them out. I didn't split them out on this spreadsheet. On my quarter four spreadsheet coming up for the next 3 months, I will be separating them going forward. For giving, $5. My babies was $81.20 and wellness $50. So that's a total which is over budget from what was budgeted, $836.23. In the miscellaneous section, I didn't budget anything for heating oil in this paycheck, but spent $533.58, and we are over budget by that amount. So you could see here the total income that was brought in, $3,114.53, but we were over budget, and this is what you saw on the second paycheck of September in YNAB. We were over because our total expenses, $4,728.45, and this is pretty close to what we were over by, $1,613.92. So this is just a recap of what was budgeted for the paycheck period and what was spent. Now, the big thing is we need to reel this in. We need to try to stick to our budget as best as we can. I do know incidentals pop up, but going over budget is what's hurting us, and we need to stick to it. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye now.